Quick question. Are chimps monkeys? A lot of people think so, but scientists would say chimps are apes, not monkeys. However, you might be wondering, they look similar, they climb trees, they eat fruit. So, what's the big deal? Well, today we're breaking down exactly why that difference exists and why it actually matters. Welcome to Probe This 101.
Part 1. The big picture. Primates.
First, zoom out. Monkeys and apes both belong to a larger group called primates, which includes monkeys, apes, humans, lemurs, and tarsiers. So, yes, you are related to monkeys and apes, but here's the key. Around 25 to 30 million years ago, primates split into two main branches. One branch became monkeys, while the other became apes. So, they share a common ancestor, but they evolved in different directions.
Part 2. The tail test.
Here's the simplest difference. Monkeys almost always have tails, while apes do not. Every ape, including chimpanzees, gorillas, orangutans, gibbons, and even humans, has no external tail. If it has a tail, it's a monkey. If it doesn't, it might be an ape. Simple, but that's just the beginning.
Part 3. Old World versus New World monkeys.
Monkeys themselves are divided into two groups. New World monkeys live in Central and South America. Some of them have prehensile tails, meaning they can grip branches with them, while Old World monkeys live in Africa and Asia. They don't have prehensile tails, but may have cheek pouches to store food. Apes, however, are only found in Africa and Asia, except for humans, who now live everywhere.
Part 5. Brains and intelligence.
Apes generally have larger brains relative to their body size compared to monkeys. But that doesn't mean monkeys aren't smart. Many are still very clever. But apes tend to show more complex tool use, problem solving, and social learning. Chimps, for example, they use sticks to extract termites, make leaf sponges to soak up water, crack nuts using stones, and even learn from each other. Some chimp communities even use different techniques, almost like cultural traditions. That level of flexible learning is more developed in apes than in most monkeys.
Part 4. Body shape and movement.
Apes and monkeys are built differently. Monkeys typically walk on all fours, have narrower chests, and use tails for balance. Apes, on the other hand, have broader chests, longer arms, and more flexible shoulder joints. That shoulder flexibility lets some apes swing from one branch to the other using only their arms. This type of movement is called brachiation, while chimpanzees and gorillas also knuckle walk on the ground. And humans? Well, we're the only apes that walk fully upright all the time.
Part 6. Social life.
Monkeys and apes both live in social groups, but apes' social systems tend to be more flexible and emotionally complex. Chimps, again, for example, form alliances, build long-term friendship, reconcile after conflicts, and even comfort distressed group members. Scientists have observed behaviors that suggest empathy and social awareness. Again, monkeys are social too, but apes just show more layered social dynamics overall.
Part 7. DNA and humans.
Here's something that might surprise some people. Humans are apes. We belong to the great ape group, along with chimps, gorillas, and orangutans. Chimpanzees share about 98 to 99% of our DNA. However, that does not mean humans evolved from chimpanzees. It only means that we share a common ancestor that lived around 6 to 7 million years ago. Monkeys branched off much earlier in evolutionary history. So, in evolutionary terms, humans are much closer to chimpanzees than to monkeys.
Part 8. Why this matters.
Now, you might think, okay, but why does it matter? It matters because accurate language helps us understand evolution clearly. It also matters for conservation. Most great apes are endangered due to habitat loss, hunting, and human expansion. Chimp populations, for example, have declined significantly over the past century. Understanding what apes are and how unique they are helps support efforts to protect them. Science communication isn't just about being correct. It's also about being clear.
Final recap.
So ultimately, here's the difference compared to side by side. Monkeys usually have tails, are divided into Old World and New World groups, have smaller brains relative to body size, while apes have no tails, broader chests and flexible shoulders, larger brains, more complex social and cognitive behaviors, and include humans. So next time when someone calls a chimp a monkey, you'll know better. If I missed something, feel free to correct me in the comments. I'll pin thoughtful additions. And as always, keep asking questions.